Hi, back to Deborah Wade's Country Kitchen. We are making spaghetti and meatballs. Now, I'm putting a half a pound of chopped meat into the bowl. The other half is going to go to meat sauce, which will be later on when the meatballs are just about done. The meatballs have to be cooking for 1 hour or they come out too soft and mushy. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of oil, vegetable oil, in the pot so the meatballs do not stick. There's nothing worse than sticky meatballs. The next thing I'm going to do is put tasty sweet tomato.
What's the brand?
Tomato sauce called Ranoli. It's the best tomato sauce going. Right into the pot. The next thing I'm going to do is make the meatballs.
Progresso breadcrumbs.
With breadcrumbs.
A staple.
Keep talking. Breadcrumbs. 1 egg that has to be refrigerated at refrigerated temperature. To season the meatballs, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Now I'm going to mush it up all together.
Yeah, let's get on in there.
Into meatballs.
Isn't that a beautiful sight? Look at that.
It's gushy, it's messy,
That's graphic.
and very graphic.
Can everybody smell that those Italian spices getting to work?
All those Italian spices like garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Sometimes we can put oregano in there, but some people like it and some people don't. Now I'm going to roll them up into nice, firm meatballs.
And the meatballs go right in there.
Meatballs go right in the pot. Cook for 1 hour. Take it out too soon, the meatballs will fall apart.
The lighting's a bit better in here this time.
Meatballs. Sometimes you can even make tomato sauce from scratch, but that's a lot of work. Normally I make everything from scratch.
I mean, this is pretty close to scratch, you know?
It's very close to scratch.
I mean,
Also, another thing.
how much more can you really do?
When you're making meatballs, you also have to put water into it. Because without putting water into it, all the sauce would dissolve away and it become one thick clump on the bottom of the pan. You don't need that. Nice, juicy size meatball that great grandma Bessie used to make. This was somebody on my father's side who was a pure Italian lady who loved to cook Italian food. Almost done with the meatballs. The next thing is, the meat sauce will be made when the meatballs are just about done. Okay, we're done with the meatballs. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit more tomato sauce in here, see? And I'm going to fill it up with water. About a half a jar of water, I would say. Salt and pepper. On top of the meatballs, more garlic powder. And 1 hour to cook.
Okay. It's phase one.
Okay.
Now those are going to take a while to cook. What is step two?
Step 2 will be making the meat sauce. 1 hour.
Are we going to do that right now?
No,
We gotta wait for this to heat up, or
the meatballs have to be almost finished.
when do we put the spaghetti up?
When everything is just about done. Turn off the thing, please. Okay, we're now ready to make the meat sauce. The best meat sauce that money can buy: salt, pepper, garlic powder. Okay,
This is the meat sauce.
Good, this is the meat sauce. And then we're going to put the tomato sauce over the meat sauce. And you know what I like to do sometimes?
Got meat sauce.
Whatever I'm left over with,
Meatballs.
I will put some sauce into the meat
And
sauce.
this is where the
It's
spaghetti's
almost
gonna go.
done.
Gotta
And
stir that
also,
up.
for the meat sauce, we're going to mix.
I'll throw some garlic powder in there too.
There's plenty of garlic powder in this. And we're gonna let it simmer, and now we're gonna break the spaghetti. When you make spaghetti, you always break it in half. Don't try to put it in whole because it will not come out.
Mom, don't turn your back to the camera.
I'm gonna do that on stage sometimes too. This is spaghetti. What we're going to do is we're gonna break it in half. Before I turn my back. We're gonna break it in
Here,
half.
switch over there. Turn around. That way, yeah.
We're gonna break it in half. And cook it for 8 minutes until it's softened. Also, something else that you put in your spaghetti makes it come out really super good is a little bit of olive oil, vegetable oil. For one reason, it'll keep it soft.
Sounds like a plan to me.
A little drop of olive oil. That's almost out of it. There you go. A little bit, and that's it.
Look at that bubble.
Let it keep bubbling.
Spaghetti and meatballs. It's gonna be a delicious meal, my friends.
Cup.
But
This is the finished product of spaghetti and meatballs made in Deborah Wade's country house. I learned this from my great-grandma Bessie. She used to make fancy Italian food. This goes great with Parmesan cheese and Texas toast.